I'm back this week, and today I'd like to talk about collections. We all make collections. I have so many collections of things, but artists make collections too, and they do all kinds of interesting things with them. So I brought a slideshow to share a couple of artists and their collections. This is an artist, Fran Crow from Great Britain, and she goes on walks in the beaches near her house and picks up all this garbage. But then she puts it in little bags and gives it labels. And is it garbage anymore then if she hangs it on the wall and presents it like this? What would happen if you did that with the garbage you found around? It might then become something else. And then look what she does with it. She took it and she built a house out of all the garbage she found on the beaches that she collected. So that was her collection. This artist's name is Lucy Sparrow, and she likes convenience stores and little quick markets. This is called 8 Till Late. And all the things that you see back there behind her, the frosted flakes and the Wonder Bread and the peanut butter, she made those out of felt. So she made a collection by hand out of felt. She sewed all these together, raisinets, and you can buy these. So she made a collection and then she made her own store and invited people in, and they could buy these things, but they were a lot more expensive than they would be just for raisinets because she made them into art. And this is an American artist, Mark Dion, and he did something really neat. He went to the Thames River in London, England, and did an archaeological dig. So that means he looked at it like a scientist, and they dug it up and found all these things. And everything they found, they put into boxes. They categorized them, sorted them. These are the bones, and these are the marbles. And then they put them in a museum in this beautiful cabinet, a cabinet of curiosities. And by putting them there, that changed it. It wasn't garbage anymore, was it? Now it's a piece of art and it's made it special in a museum. And there's new things and old things. That there's money and mirrors and toys and coconut shells. Why are those in London? That's strange. And there's animal bones with butchering marks and teeth, lots of teeth and bones and pens. So many interesting things. And see, these are some of the drawers in the cabinet. They come out. And you have new things, garbage from now, mixed in with things from hundreds of years ago, old keys and old bottle caps and new bottle caps. And this one, there's a fork and so many teacup handles. I wonder how many they found. But it's just a fascinating thing to look through. Here's all the teeth. All these look like animal teeth to me. Do you think he found any human teeth in there? Probably. But they're all displayed. So that was his collection. And he took it, and he was a scientist, but he was also an artist. And then he shared it with us in a museum. So we saw some really neat things that artists do with their collections, because I think we all need to collect things. So I have two collections here that I'm going to take and do something with. I have this whole bucket of things that I found when we dug up our front yard for a garden. There's all kinds of things in there. Very cool, including a little doll's head. And then the next day, we found the doll's leg. And I also have this box of buttons that my grandmother collected. And I want to do something with them. So what I choose to do with these, how to arrange them and display them, is going to be my art with the collection. Beyond the collecting, now I'm going to do something with them and share them with you. And that's what I'd like you to do too. I want you to Pick a collection that you have or make a collection. It could be anything, your favorite things. You could go outside. I was walking around today and saw so many different kinds of pine cones and seeds and things. And I thought that would be a really neat collection, depending on how you present them, how you arrange them, put them on something. So I want you to do that and then take a picture of your collection or make a drawing if you don't have a camera and share it with us. So this is what I did with my box of my grandmother's buttons. I spent some time categorizing and collecting and rearranging and making them into a pattern that I liked. And what I noticed, what was really neat to me, is there's new buttons and old buttons, used buttons and ones that were never used. Some have thread on them and some have other weird things attached to them. Some of them are broken, but there's so much history in these buttons when you touch them and arrange them and move them around, and that was really fun for me to see. Here's the collection of the garbage that we found in the dirt in the front yard. So now that it's cleaned up and arranged in a specific way, is it still garbage? Does it tell you a history of something that happened here on this plot of land? Like, tell you a little bit about things that have happened in the past? A lot of interesting things that we found in there. But why are there so many oyster shells? So I can't wait to see what you make.